Our last lesson for Intro to Geometry is gonna focus on the surface area of a right circular cone. So a right circular cone is a three-dimensional object with a circular base, just one base, circular base, right here. And the reason it's a right circular cone is because when we draw a line from the top of the cone to the middle of or the center, I should say, of the circle, it's going to be perpendicular and it's going to form a right triangle with the radius of the cone and the side of the cone. So to find the surface area of a right circular cone, we have to take the area of the bottom plus the area of the sides. So the area of the bottom is the area of a normal circle, so pi r squared. Now the area of the cone part is pi r s. So we take s, which is the slant height of the cone, which is this height right here. Normally, we're going to use a perpendicular height, but for this we don't use the perpendicular height, we're going to use what's called the slant height. And of course r is the radius. So this part is how we find the area of the cone shaped part. So now that we know how to find the surface area, we're going to do a couple examples. So first example, we have this cone right here. And so that we make sure that we're plugging in all the right numbers, we're going to write a little list over here. So r equals and h equals. R, or our radius, equals 3. Because if you look, this is the center of the circle. This line right here is drawn to a point on the circle, so that's our radius. So r equals 3. And our height, I should have wrote s, I wrote h by accident. So s, which is our slant height, is this height right here, the hypotenuse of this right triangle that's formed when you drop altitude down. So our s equals 5. So to find the surface area, we're going to use our formula, which is pi times r times our slant height plus pi r squared. So our slant height, or surface area, is equal to pi 3 times 5 plus pi 3 squared. So 3 times 5 is 15. 15 pi plus 3 squared is 9. 9 pi. So our surface area is equal to 15 plus 9, which is 24 pi. And we're going to leave it just like that so that we are giving the exact value. But we can't forget our units. So our units are inches squared because area is always measured in units squared. So we're going to do one more example. So r equals s equals. So our r right here is unknown. So to solve for our r, we're going to use our Pythagorean theorem, which says that a squared, which is r squared, plus b squared equals c squared. So r squared plus 8 squared, which is 64, is equal to 10 squared, which is 100. If you minus the 64 over, you get r squared is equal to 36. If you take the square root, you get r is equal to 6. Now you remember, when we take the square root, we always get a positive or a negative square root. But since we're talking about the length of something, we can't have a negative length, so we only take the positive value. So our r is 6, our s is 10, and now we can find our surface area. So surface area is equal to pi r s plus pi r squared. Now you don't have to write the formula every time you solve the problem, but when we're just starting to learn, it helps to write it out so you can memorize it, because these are all things you'll need to have memorized. So pi r, which is 6, times s, which is 10, plus pi r squared. So surface area is equal to 6 times 10, which is 60. 60 pi plus 6 times 6 squared is 36, so 36 pi. So our final answer is 96 pi centimeters squared. So like I said, this is our last lesson for Intro to Geometry, but we're going to start our geometry series soon, so make sure you come back and check that out.